Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Ngumalo. If you are new here, I do hope that you join us in this small but growing family, and I also want to say thank you to each and everyone that is subscribed, that keeps coming back to watch my videos, showing me love and also engaging with my content. I truly appreciate that. Without rambling on and on, today's video is going to be one of my favorite videos that I love shooting every month, which is my monthly reset. Now, as I'm filming this, it is the 1st of July, which means that we just started a new month. And yes, I was lucky enough that I was able to film this video just as we started the month. And so I have my good old journal right here, which is something that I've been using since I started this year. And this is a journal that I use to budget, to plan for my life, and to do almost everything that is in relation to my life. So what I normally do on my monthly research is that I look first at the previous month. So our previous month, as we are speaking, is June. So I had goals that I had set for myself in June, and I also have a budget for June. So what we're going to do is we're going to review June so that we can see how we did in June. If we meet the goals that we set for ourselves in June, how did I do with my budget in June? And then we can look at July and what are my intentions for July. So let us get into it. This was my spread for June. In June, I have a YouTube tracker there. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So the reason why I have YouTube tracker here is because firstly, I'm not monetized as yet. Secondly, I recently hit my 1,000 subscribers and I really would like to see my channel grow. My main goal, which I set for myself beginning of the year, is that by the end of the year, I'd like to have 5,000 subscribers. And I don't know if that will be possible. I don't know if that's just shooting too low, but that's the main goal that I set for myself beginning of the year, that I would like to have 5,000 subscribers. And so what I track is the number of subscribers, and also I added watch hours because I'm so close to monetization that I just wanted to make sure that I am aware of how many watch hours I'm at. Besides that, YouTube will remind me when I hit the 4,000 watch hours, but I also want to know. So on the 1st of June, when we opened the month of June, we had 1,500 subscribers and our watch hours were 3,085. By the 15th of June, we had 1,600 subscribers and we're sitting at 3,450 watch hours. And then lastly, on the 30th of June, which was yesterday, we were at 1,770 subscribers, and then our watch hours was 3,956. When it comes to my subscriber growth, I would say that for the month of June, we grew around 270 subscribers. That's actually very good considering that my channel has really been stagnant from last year. It only started growing in March. That's when I started seeing a difference, and that's because I started being consistent from January till now. I'm still consistent. Then let's get into my monthly goals. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I've already done my overview of June so that I don't waste a lot of time. Okay, for my personal goals, I wanted to reach 2,000 subscribers. Did we hit that? No. So I can just cross that off. And then in terms of qualifying for monetization, did I hit that? No, because we haven't reached the 4,000 watch hours. And then we get into my financial goals. Now, my financial goals where I do not want to use my credit card. Did I use my credit card? If I'm being honest, yes. And my plan was to put back that money, but I didn't. But then on my budget, I'm going to make way for that. On my July budget, I'm going to make way for that I'm going to actually add more money than I normally do. However, there's something different this month, that my credit card, it's not on a negative. That's just the thing. So I really don't understand what is going on right now with my credit card from FNB. It's not as simple as the Capitec credit card that I used to have. With Capitec credit card, it was clear for me to see, this is how much I've paid, this is how much I'm owing, and this is how much I'm going to have to pay for that month. Now with FNB, if I'm being honest, I can't really tell, because when they send you an SMS to say, this month you're going to pay this much, they don't tell you how much you are owing, what is the balance as it stands. So you go to the app, you see this available, you see this balance, and then you're like, okay, what's going on here? So if I'm being honest with you, I don't know what's going on. I tried to go to FNB this other day, and then I spent a very long time sitting there in the queues without getting assistance. And that's also one thing that is I'm just finding to be a bummer with F&B. I would like to shift my salary to F&B. However, when I think of customer service, like one-on-one customer service, F&B just doesn't tick the box currently. I sat there until I decided with my daughter that, you know what, let's just leave. Because what I wanted them to do, I wanted them to clarify for me, how much do I owe? What is the balance? And then ask them to decrease the limit, because I actually put in a huge chunk of money into the credit card that it put it on a positive. So what I wanted to do, I wanted them to decrease the limit, because I tried doing it on the app. It's just not possible. So I wanted them to decrease the limit, and then so that whatever money that I'm putting in there, I know that, okay, for sure, this is my money. At this point, yes, it looks positive. However, I don't know if the money I'm putting in there is my money, like it's money that I can use freely, That's why I'm saying I used the credit card and it didn't go on a negative still. But then I'm thinking, was it my money or was it the credit card's money? I can't explain it, but I will figure it out soon enough. Okay. And then another thing that I wanted to do was to cancel my education plan with Momentum. I did that. It was a very easy process. Now, what I found with some people that have had to cancel their policies or their investments with some of these insurance companies is that sometimes they lose all of their money. So I know someone who wanted to cancel their retirement annuity. She lost all of her money because they said that if it's over this amount, you're not going to get it back, which I found to be very stupid and very sneaky from these insurance companies, because they don't tell you this when you sign up for these things. So with Momentum, they just said, okay, because it's before 5 years, we're going to charge you this much. And the amount that they charged me was around 2,000, which was still a lot, but I was just like, you know what, I don't care at this point, give me my money. The reason why I canceled my Momentum investment, which was for my daughter's education, is because there are so many fees attached to that thing. So my worry was, looking at the way that it was going and the fees that I had incurred already, thinking of the future, I didn't want that by the time this money matures, I only have 60 or 70,000, because that wouldn't be good enough. So I decided to cancel it, take back my money. Now that's the money that I actually took and used on my credit card. So I took that money and put it on my credit card, and then I started investing for my daughter on Frank. I'm still to do that video now because she's still young. She's only 5 years old, and I'm still very much early on in my career. I know that even though I just disturbed this investment, I took out this money and I used it, I don't mind, because she's still young and I'm still very early on in my career. There's still so much growth for me in my career. And so I know that in the next 5 years, I'm not going to be in this position. So my goal is, every time I get a promotion, I will double the money. Every time I get the promotion, I will double the money. Every year, I will add 10% of whatever that I'm investing in that year. So after 12 months, I will put 10% extra. And then pay off credit card. I don't know if I did this, but I think I did, because I put exactly how much I was owing. So I'm going to tick it off. And then start investing for Nomcebo on Frank. I'm going to tick that, yes. So out of all the goals that we have here, 2 of them were the things that I actually met. Now, when I'm looking at the way that I spent my money in June, now I'm not one that tracks everything. I don't track that I bought chips, I bought, people who buy coffee and what. I don't track those things, because I just feel like that propels the scarcity mindset. I believe that as much as I'm very savvy with money, I plan for my money, but also I believe that money must rotate. I believe that if it comes, it must rotate, go, so that I can attract more and more. And so I don't track small things. I don't track things that are unnecessary to me. If I have allocated that for this week, for my weekly allowance, I'm going to spend 1,300. I'm not going to sit down and track where I spend that 1,300. Honestly, I'm just going to spend that money and I'll be good to go, so long as I know that I spent within the allocation that I set for myself. So that is my approach when it comes to how I spend my money. And so I don't track my spending. However, I do want to make sure that I am in line with my budget. And so when I'm looking at it, I was able to save what I wanted to save, which was 6,325 this month. I was able to save that. I was able to do everything The only thing that I'm waiting on is just that one payment that I have to do. MTN did take their money yesterday. School fees was paid, and then everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. However, one thing that I did wrong this month was, well, not wrong, but then remember I do weekly allocations. So I'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Now I still have one more week to go, so I still have 2 July and 9 July. Now what I did was I ended up spending money for my other week to kind of buy the things that I needed, because I want to do my bathroom. I want to redo my bathroom, like decor it and what. And so I ended up going into that money to spend. And so for that last week, I'm not sure if I'll still have money, but we'll be fine. Now let us get into July. Now this is my July setup. Simple, very, very simple. So let me just write here that on the 1st of July, we started with 1,780 subs. So I don't know how many watch hours do we have as we speak. However, we have 1,780 subscribers. When it comes to my monthly goals, we have 3 for each goal. So I have personal goals and financial goals. For my personal goal, we didn't hit 2,000 subscribers, but then I want to shoot for the stars. And so I'm actually setting 2,500 subscribers for the month of July. So we are 220 subscribers away from meeting our goal of 2,000 subscribers. But I don't want to focus so much on that. So what I did was I added 500. So my goal for July is 2,500 subscribers. Apply for monetization, resume exercising. Guys, I need to resume exercising. As much as I was saying, no, I don't want to put exercising as my goal, I feel like shit. That's just the thing. Like, there's just something about exercising that just does something to my mind and my body. I think it's just everyone. And I miss that. Now, when I exercise, I do exercises at home. I don't pay for gym. I don't have time I don't have time for that. And I also don't have money for that. So I'm very much good exercising at home. So, and normally when I exercise at home, I do HIIT exercises. I do HIIT workout, because I find that pumps my blood even more, and it just makes my mood so beautiful for the whole day. Like, my mood is good for the whole day, and then around 3 I crash. I'm just like, I'm tired. Anyway, I want to start exercising again. So my goal is from Monday next week, I want to start exercising at least 3 times a week. That's my goal. Okay. My financial goal is I want to get my credit card on a positive. As I said, when I look at my app, I'm not going to show you my app. When I look at it, it's on a positive, but it's just not clear. So I want to kind of get that information and also decrease the limit. So I need to go to FNB for that. Avoid using my credit card unless it's my money. If it's not my money, I'm gonna avoid it. If it's my money, like when I've put in more than what I normally what I'm supposed to have, then I'm gonna use that money because it's my money. And then save for styling Nomcebo's room. Now Nomcebo has been asking for a bed. As we speak, we are co-sleeping. However, I wanna chase her out. I think it's about time that she goes and sleep by herself. And so I want to actually start building up her room, like buying the bed, the headboard, doing everything for her to just be comfortable and see it as, this is my room and this is where I'm going to sleep going forward, because she's very old now and she's talkative. That's my goal for July, even though I'm not going to do all of that in July, like for her room, but I want to start saving for it. So even if it means that I start buying, let's say, for instance, I buy bedding for her, even before I buy a bed, we can buy bedding for her, we can buy things, keep them, and then eventually when we buy a bed, guys, beds are so expensive now. Like a 3/4 is 4,000. Oh, when did we get to that? Maybe it's because I'm used to buying cheap things, and this time around it's just like, I'm not buying a cheap bed. I'm not doing that. So eventually we'll get there, but I want to start slow, save there and there, so that when it's time for us to do it, we have the funds to actually do it. Now we're going to look at the last part of this research, which is my July budget. Now, as for my savings, I'm still going to keep everything as how it is, from my emergency fund to my stock files. And then for my building fund, I am thinking that instead of saving for the building fund, I want to take this 1,500 and put into my credit card. That is because my goal, honestly, guys, is to really push my credit card to be like on a positive whereby I'm honestly not owing F&B anything. That is my goal. And so I want to take this 1,500 and put there. But I can only do that once I've went to F&B and I figured out, they've told me how much do I owe and they've decreased my limit. Then I'm going to put in this much. So instead of saving, I might take this money and put in a credit card. Okay, and everything else will remain like that. And then for my monthly expenses, everything else will remain unless I get my bill for my water and rated levies and it's more than this. But what I did was, from what I paid last month, I bumped it up just a little bit so that just in case it's more, I don't feel the pinch as much. And then for my credit card, I said 800. Now, guys, when it comes to my credit card, I'm so confused. But when I do my July money chats, I'm basically going to give you guys a full report back of where we're sitting with my credit card, because that's literally the last debt that I have that has to be in my budget. My bond, it's deducted before my salary comes to me. So the ones that bother me a lot are things that I have to pay for myself. And so if I can get this credit card in a positive and decrease the limit, I'll be so happy, you guys. I'll be so happy, if I'm just being honest with you, because then I would have done something, and I would have said, you know what, I have decreased my debt so much, but then I don't want to have to pay for the credit card anymore. I would love to know that if I put money into my credit card, it's a positive instead of being a negative. Instead of servicing a debt that I owe, I want it to be like, oh, I'm saving money, So I will give you a full report when I do my July money chat of what is happening there. And then everything else will remain the same pretty much. And then on my weekly allocation, what I want to do is I want to limit my monthly expenses. Now when I look at this is a lot of money. 4,000, it's 4,700 actually. That's a lot of money for just say living expenses, So my goal is to say week 1, let's say for instance, I spend 1,500 for week 1, because then I'll be replenishing most of the things. And then week 2, make it 500. Week 3, make it 1,500 again. Then week 4, make it 500. Then the rest that is there, I can then maybe use that money to save towards my daughter's room, doing my daughter's room. So maybe if, let's say for instance, we're left with 600, that's money that I can save, save for her room. Then I can just create a very small fund on Time Bank to say that this is for Nomcebo's room renovation. And then I can put it there. Maybe actually that's what I'm going to do. And then hopefully in the next 3 months, 4 months, we'll be ready, me and her dad, because it's not only me, it's me and her dad. But I want to show initiative first. I want to, like the way that my partner is the way that he is when it comes to these things. I have to show initiative first, then he'll basically just be there. Like he's up for anything so long as I show that I'm serious. So I want to save, and then when I come to him and say, okay, this is how much we have so far, can we just do this thing now? And then we'll figure out when we actually do Nomcebo's room. But I was thinking that what I can do is I'm going to limit my spending for my weekly allocation. Just be strategic, because we don't really need 4,700. So that's basically my July reset, you guys. That's everything that I wanted to do for July, and we've went through June. We look at my goals, we look at the things that I was able to achieve and things that I wasn't able to achieve. Now remember, just because you're not able to achieve certain things doesn't mean that you have to beat yourself down. You can roll it over to the next month, or you can just take it out if it doesn't relate to you anymore. And then you can plan ahead as well. Another thing that I would like to do for myself, but this is not like a monthly thing. It's not a monthly goal, but I would love to buy myself a camera this year. Like, that is my wish. That's like a big thing that I would love for myself and for this channel. And I think that we've earned it. I think we've earned it, guys. We've really earned it. we've hit the 1,000 subscribers, because I said I don't want to buy a camera before I hit that. And I've really seen that I'm really committed to this YouTube thing. I enjoy it based on how consistent I have been. For the past 6 months, I've been consistent. And then another thing is, we are going to be monetized soon. Probably in August we'll be monetized. I don't know. So that for me is just like all indications that maybe it's time for me to invest into this channel. So I want to buy myself a camera for June. Not for June. I want to buy myself a camera for this channel. And right now I don't have the means to do that, because buying a camera, you firstly to the camera that I'm seeing currently is like 10,000. What, 10,000, what? 12,000, yes, around 12,000. And then you still have to buy all these additional things. But it doesn't kill to wish. It doesn't kill to wish. It doesn't kill to want these things. And so I want it for myself. I want it for this channel. And yeah, man, I feel that we deserve it. We deserved it. We've come a long way, and I've really shown that this is something that I want to continue doing, you know. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for actually watching this video, and I truly appreciate it. I hope that you guys found value in it, found it entertaining, and also it sparked interest in you to just go and work on your budget. Now, I don't get paid end of the month. I still have 2 weeks to go before I get paid, but I love to plan beginning of the month, because it kind of gives me a full view of what I'm getting myself into. And this allows me also that if something happens, I can quickly make adjustments before I get my salary, rather than to say I adjust just when I got my salary. I hate doing that. And so I like doing my research beginning of the month, and I hope that you guys appreciate having to see my research beginning of the month, that it also motivates you to do the same for your money. So with that being said, until I see you on the next one, please take care and stay safe. Bye.